Ha ha ha! You thought you were about to go into the video game. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of Spoon 1000. I thought I was going to go into the video game that I'm about to watch. And to be honest, you are my Doing fans. I'm just going to take you there right now. In style. Yeah. Style indeed. Yeah. Hello, everybody, everyone, nation, boys, girls, and true ages and all that. It's me, Superior 9000, but you call me Superior. Yes, that's right, the game streamer that nobody knows of the future, becoming entrepreneur extraordinaire influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and creative broadcaster and feature wrestler. Yes, that's right, my dear fans, you're time. We're back once again playing and continuing the story series of I Wanna Hook That Gator. Now, hook it down to the video game business. Just going to throw down 3 face cards down that have been in my turn to activate at the end of the streaming session. And if you're new to this channel, please press the red button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. Once you press those 3 buttons, you're free to join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise. To make the channel bigger, better, stronger, and more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. Now, enough chit chat from your boy Superior 9000, let's get down to the video game business and let's get to work. Oh, and before I do, if you missed the previous episode, do not worry my Doing fans, your Superior will leave that in the description down below so each one of you can watch it. And before you ask, yes, I'm not going to tell you, I hope you've got your chilling gear on, you've been to Lulu, and I hope you've got your drinks and your snacks, and I definitely hope you're chilling out on that gaming chair, or on the sofa, or even chilling out and relaxing on your bed, watching this amazing game series that I'm playing and working on. Anyway, as I said before, let's get to work and let's get down to the video game business. Now, in the last episode, we were at the wedding, main event and all that, which is pretty cool, really, and all that. But now we're back at school, my Doing fans. Even though we are pretty far into the fall season today, it's a nice day. There is a storm coming later today with a cold front, so temperature outside are bearable enough to relax in. One last specific note, the unforgiving cold winter is setting in. I decided to celebrate by eating lunch outside. After a good bit of fun, Olivia joined me. Olivia said, "Inco, it's too cold. It's freeze my fine solid." Because it's 70 degrees and you already agreed to calm down. We step out the chill air. Olivia hiss. She pulls the drawstrings of her hoodie taut, yanking it shut. When I tried to move her along, she started dragging her tail on the ground. She said, "You're secretly enjoying this, ain't you?" Dad. That hoodie isn't hiding your silly little grin, like you said. Tables by the edge of the yard that looked pretty good. Now it's just the two of us, alone, sitting at a particular table in the complete silence. And James one leans through the head and like the slam poetry champion, yet can't work up with the will to say anything about the wedding to hear. I guess there's always later, because I saw Olivia. To get Gator to lift her head from her roast beef sandwich, staring directly at me. We said, "What's that?" He said, "How about this weather?" Olivia said, "Seriously?" He said, "Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal time in this nice change of pace." Olivia said, "Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we are not the only ones out here. Because it's pretty empty out here today." Olivia said, Maybe it's like a human dino thing, more acclaiming it to snow. Even with the hoodie, it's a lot colder than I like. So why do you agree to come outside with me? Well, you wanted me to, and and you? And even it's cruise at an old ship, tried to work out words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task, as flush of the skirt spread across her cheeks and pointed to the lip glow. Hey, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. The Midwest? Only loons come from the Midwest. Except, oh come on, that's not true. Alright, what was it like then? Just a lot of empty promises, nothing worth talking about. What was it had like before I showed up? Horrible, everybody here said. Well, they still do, I guess, but seriously, most of the faculty had a stick up their ass, and the student body was holding on for a dear life. Oh, okay, don't know why that skipped weird. Nico ... Wow. Colourful. Leave it at no freeze at the familiar voice. Oh boy. The sound of stone grinding on the so echoes through the courtyard as we turn our heads towards whoever said that. Don't know why I'm getting a bit of a sniff. Discuss just as I was her face burning red. Oh god. She's turning up the heat. She's gonna blow. I thought of her jaw moving, his teeth grinding extremely loud as she looks at Olivia. Next to her stand a large whale dressed in a formal usher. Oh boy. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing his inspection. And did he hear us the question? Mr. What were you two saying just now about student more, the principal's scholar? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard and he begins to jotting down something with a pencil. And he said, I had ever since Principal Scott took her as our principal, things have gone better. And Louis words do a little to make Scarlet's face less in both colour and intensity. And heated. Yeah, I'd say so. The school was way better than my old one. By at least, the country mile. Mr. Perry said, So, Mr. Ingo, would you say that your time in Manhattan since you transferred has been more fruitful and comfortable, my dear boy? I mean, compared to my old schools, I met good friends, had excellent teachers and classes, and I have had an all-round good time. Also, the cafeteria food here is great. Yeah, it actually tastes like food and not the microwave we heat grill. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on his notepad before turning to face Olivia. Mr. Ferris said, And what about you, Miss Olivia Hartford? What's it? Got any more comments regarding St. Thomas? To be honest, if you please. ... for Olivia. Olivia shoots me quick a glance before taking a deep breath. Well, the school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted sometimes. I get stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from students and hoards them in the equipment shed. I can almost feel the heat emerging from his scarred face as soon as we finish lodging her complaints. Wouldn't want to be around her after the first visit is over. For his part, Miss Ferris only nods and writes down on the clipboard before turning back to say face, who does her best to turn her grumps into some kind of smile. Miss Ferris, it seems like some other issues are left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of the correct issues Miss Abbott has pointed out? Miss Scott has nervously cleared her throat. I've already sent in a request to the district to have the elevator looked at by the technician. Mr. nods and writes something else off the clipboard before clicking his pen and scribbling it in his front suit pocket. Miss Ferris said, I'll have to talk to the superintendent about that request next time I'm at the office. And what about this piece Miss Sullivan mentioned? Oh, Mr. Coach Solid. Where's Mr. Ivar? It's his legal name. I know. He checks the page, signed the bid. Mr. Ferris writes. Ferris turns to face me. Mr. Ferris said, well, that's enough about for the time being. Mr. Inger, how would you say things are going for you, not just as a student, but also as a growing adult? Because honestly, at the start of the year, I had told you things weren't looking too good. But I met some really good friends here and at Stanford and St. Hamid, and I feel like things will be okay for us. Can't help but look towards the limit as I say that. She stared back into faint expression of surprise, but quickly melts away into a warm smile. And I said, yeah, that sums it up pretty well. First looks up from the clipboard towards us, a smoke forming on his other side of the face. Miss Ferris says, I'm glad to hear you two are doing well. Then I finished jotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to the principal scholar. I think I have everything I need for the time being. So, Miss Ferris, why don't we adjourn to the facility now? So, of course, we get over the future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. He sort of turned away, the principal scholar looking behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. And it was, I wish he'd done this freshman year. With her fun throwing stab at her lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. He said, well, look on the bright side. She lowers her silvery eyes on me, but remains focused on treating her salad like it's a nickname. He said, it's senior, and we are about halfway through. So we've only had to put up with this place for a couple more months. She lets in the largest piece of her chicken, twisted her spoke waffly. And then what? I guess but when you have any plans for after school. And he said, what do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was the goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. Olivia said, I plan on getting an art degree. He said, whoa, really? Online, of course. Oh, not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a bunch of in my hands. Only classes I'm really passing to. I nod my head, understanding, but she's talking. She's talking about her future, but it sounds more like restoration and then a decoration. At least have something. Even the path of my goal is verge. The more mood leaves me at the last toss words. Damn it! I was hoping to actually use this time too. I don't know. I wanted to talk to Olivia and ask her something. Or something like that. Stupid Spurs and his workplace politics damping the mood. Yeah, between us awkward as we picked our lunch, and even after a bell rings, we are forced to finish eating. It's still weird. Even when I asked Olivia would like to push to history, she just remains silent in the thought. Dot dot dot. Olivia has been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't long a time, Olivia has grown so much chatter as of late. So the silence felt just a bit off-putting to me. Part of me couldn't help but wonder if I could shoulder directed at me or just remaining nerves from the last conversation. No, just thinking about it. So, penny for your thoughts, Olivia? Oh, right. Sorry, I guess I'm not here right now. What were you thinking about exactly? Olivia gets out of her side, turns her head upwards so that her eyes meet mine. Really? I gotta to think about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither one of us know what we'll exactly be doing after school. Oh, right, yeah, that. I hadn't really given much thought to the fact that I had instantly dropped a bombshell at both of us, and that we really stopped to think about it through. The idea neither of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. Most seniors at least have some small ideas of what they want to do after graduation. At least I think. Hell, Liz had made a full timeline for herself. I mean, I've always figured I'll go to college. But that feels so basic for the lack of a better word. There should be some kind of grander plan on what to do next with the next big step in life. University, a career, maybe even start some kind of family. Those are the kinds of plans that come to mind. In this universe, that already has happened. I mean, I've been to college, but there are just simple pleasures at the end of the day, though. It isn't even worth making plans. The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid that just comes out of the left field and wrecks everything. You want to make God laugh to him your plans at all. So maybe all I can really do then is live the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be seeing ducks for a life take this pot shot at me. Just to pretend death can't show up and take me at any time. Oh God, not you. Oh, for God's sake, Mia, not now. Why it has to be you? Oh, for God's sake, I hate you so much, man. I really hate you so much, man. If I was in this universe and at this school, goddamn charge with goddamn dodgeball, you feel me? 1-on-1 match. Me and you in the pavement area in a dodgeball match, 1-on-1. I'll kick your butt to the earth. Hey, Olivia. I know what Seeker's thinking. Yep. And friend. Olivia stiff in her chair. Oh, hey, Mia. Olivia's words are hiss as she tries to face away from the corpse of Scargo. And she gets strained against the wheels of her chest, slowly turning into. Mia said, got a couple of questions to ask. Olivia, would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. Excuse me, woman, you're just pushing her out of the way, how dare you? Took a stood up with the sway at her hips, pushed me aside as she takes Olivia rein from me. He said, what the hell? You're insane. You think you are going with you anywhere? He said, we? She looks down to Olivia back at me. We? He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed, sorry. You up for that, right, Liv? She puts her hand on her shoulder and cocks her eyebrow roll back at me like she knows something. Dot dot dot. So yeah, it would just be a moment, don't worry, that pretty little head of yours. I left groggy and confused as the two head off in their direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the purser wheeling her way. A part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye that Mia sends back at me focused me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two turn the corner. My thoughts of what I want to do, going after the pair, are betrayal, but my body still frozen by the icy glare from Mia. I still think that school bell is still cool. Damn it, I just get to class and ask, what's this was all about later? By the time I got to the British history class, I'm half expected to find Olivia already waiting for me. But some kind of remark ready to be spoken to me, but instead she isn't here or there. I just take my seat and went down to my foot permanently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there are still no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have left Olivia go with her alone. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't want to cut her class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope, I can't sit and do nothing. Shoot my head up into the air, cause a misprint pause in mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nitro? Miss Fuller, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because Oh, Nico. Oh, God, Nico, why? Why, dude? I shut myself. But I'm halfway out the door already. Well, that's one way to get out of class. Where did they go? We're not a soul to be found anywhere. Is that a student in Cossack here? Or was that the storm coming outside our way? If I were if I were her, you know, the bitch, where would I have asked somebody in his secret? Well, whenever between them, I hope it isn't a turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't, would she? My hands clenched tighter, and tighter as I focused on walking faster. Finally, something snapped out my trance, the faint sound squeaking metal. I heard that sound before somewhere. Turned towards the door just beyond the door, a nearby classroom. Should by the front of covering the door. I think this is the Abra room. I grabbed my hands and as I threw the door open, praying that I'm not about to rudely interrupt a teacher for a second time today. I was like, shit, how am I should be happy it's done? Two heads turned to me in a mix of anger and surprise. And there they are, heads of the girls I was looking for. It was like three-way standoff. I was definitely not intending to be a factor in whatever this is. I really should have thought about this before barging in. Thank Rampage she's okay. What the I can't do it together for us. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same question. He said, oh my god. Look, Bodie, now's not the time. He said, don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you not to be followed. He said, you were there when we left. He just heard you scream like a maniac. Biff again already. He goes, hey! Why are you two in empty class yelling at each other? The two forwards were silent, unable to speak. There's a piece of paper in his hand. It looked like something drawn on. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's work. Why don't you... Do you have a drawing? So I stopped being it for a few seconds before showing the paper in her jacket. Before I can question any further, Olivia speaks up. Inko, why did you come here? You seemed like you were in trouble. He said, oh, how touchy. Well, we're in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. Mia, what's the big issue? For Olivia. They were close at the armrest again. Ready to cry. Mia said, hey, where will your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he thinks? He said, shut up. Oh, that's precious. Fine, I'll say it. He turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about this pricked it you in your yearbook art contest. Now, ordinarily I would give two shits. But then again it hit me. Holy shit, she can't just get away with it. How now that's crazy is that? She paused, glaring at me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shocked man, blood started to circle around me, continuing a taunt. Then one thing leads to another, and now we are helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, I'll leave a permanent mark on her employer as... excuse me, bitch, Mia. Your marks are already. The way you act, the way you ask other students to help you this and that with your schoolwork, yeah. No other employer after you graduate is going to hire you. You go, what? Yours too, probably since you're involved and all. My teeth grinned painfully from the clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained from my face. He said, I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. That's her big break, right? Skipping the whole, well, the gist
of it is simple. So Olivia draws up some big-ass group project for me, and some friends of mine turns them in, and I make sure the whole incident goes away. I managed to earn back some of the feeling in my consciousness, just long enough to defy her. Except, but that's blackmailing and cheating, that is wrong. Oh my, that's fucking precious. Blinks 3 times before turning back to look at Olivia, and then back to me, then back to Olivia. Mia said, "Why are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her a pinky swear she will never do anything like that again." She leans close to me, floods and whispers. Mia said, "Well, I'm sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar." Lou said, "Don't listen, I wouldn't be. She was threatening me." Mia said, "Threaten, honey? If we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang." "All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You think a cripple like you would have some shame on that?" "Watch it, Mia, you're pushing it." Watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia really starting to get to her. Can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, stop. Just stop that. Stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. You can't both just walk away and pretend this never happened. He said, "Shit, Inko, you are good." You hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean this, staring at me with a look of a betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning her face to target once more. Mia said, "I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things just don't work out that way, do they? Oh, and why you didn't want to incur knowing you're still a dirty cheater." "Shut up." "Oh, relax, not a big deal." "No, I'm sick of this. You've already admitted it. Art's my big break. You're the only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing if we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have." "You're embarrassing yourself." "You know, I can't lift or run or carry or dance or fucking anything you do on a daily basis without even thinking about." Must be wait for that. Just wait for that to come up. And he said, "I can't even do anything else because of the fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw for God's sake." Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. "Oh, that's not that personal, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this." Olivia wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. "What?" Mia takes another step forward. Mia said, "Think, handbag. Would I really go through the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? You wouldn't have a record to hold out." "Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place, but you're just retarded about it." Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no word comes out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you. So let me be the first to say. Congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. ... Anyways, Inko. Oh, crap, joyful. Here's a distraction aside, you're in on it too. You don't want Olivia to stir now, would you? How words, not mine. Good. Say, I damn word about any of this, and she's doomed. I'll kick your ass, I would, Olivia. Do you understand me? Trying to mess up the words, I've definitely passed my style spot. Olivia horrifies expression. You know what, Mia? Do you know what? Oh, if I had powers, I would literally destroy you and disintegrate you. I'll Hawkeye you, any powerful moves. If I'm other universes, I would literally destroy you. Yeah, that's right. Just because you're a female dino, I don't even care. I'll literally show numbers to you. I tried to mess up the words and his friends passed me a stare, but I leave a horror expression. ... Mia said, hello, Baldy, is anyone inside of that head of yours? I'm waiting for your answer, skinny boy. ... Honestly, I don't know what to say or to do in this situation. And he said, no. Excuse me? And he said, let me think this over with Olivia. Well, actually, there it is. You know what, me? Oh, since you can't hear what Nico said, let me shout it out for you. This is the narrator speaking here. Oh, I'm sorry. What he meant to say was, Mia. No! Did you hear that, you deaf female dino? Back to the story. Anyway, Mia said, I think this is over, you dense or something. Just simply a yes or no question. You can't seriously freaking. We pitched the bridge up the side and out of the side. Fine. Two of you talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But that don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I don't do nothing nice. You never do nothing nice, you little bitch. Think carefully, Amingo. You both got hell of a lot of ball to lose than I do. He only gives me only one final glance before the unconscious leaving the room. It takes me to record my thoughts. Yeah, you better go, bitch. What did you just say? I never thought we were good as well. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, this is the narrator again saying you, Mia. Oh, you better work, you bitch. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, that's the story. And Olivia right now, she must be up for the floor and slowly approaching the alligator. She looked like a mess. From Olivia. Olivia said, why? Why did you have to come here? Yeah, I'm sorry, I was so worried about what Mia could have been doing to you, and I wanted to make sure you were alright. Olivia grips her arms. I was alright, I had it handled with Mia. But basically, to be her slave, doing all that other work. Listen, not all of it, just wherever she needs to pass. I take the seat next to her there. She threatens me that she'll go to Scarlet and spill everything. And if Scarlet knew that she knew that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to her, so I got desperate and told her I'll do anything she wanted. That how I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Nico said, Olivia, I can't understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even you are doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly, you, like garbage. My voice went through the Gator girl, fragile heart face, contouring in her fence of snow, even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me. Her face goes up as tears well in her eyes. I don't know what to do. And I don't even know how I could trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has noose around both of our necks. The growth of the situation settled in. Feels like in me is both froze over the blaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regained some fire as she smiled. I just have to try out to keep making art to shut her up until this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's been going through this for so long, and she's still. That's just. I'm out of options, and so is just. I just blow out the first thing that comes to mind. Because why not tell Scott about me as making you do? Scott, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handled things around here, especially with that auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right. Because okay, and Lincoln down. For a split second, I saw her mouth cracked, her real voice evidence in those silvery eyes shaking. There's no. Only makes a slow cleanse of her throat. Louis said, Miss Cannon doesn't need to hear this either. You know he'll be able to. I can't do this on my own. He paired up first quickly well and slammed onto the armrest, and the kid girl does her best to hide her wince. Nico said, I really don't think we can fix this if we are not working together. Olivia said, there's nothing to fix. I told you I have it under control. Just please, Inko, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. Yeah, I do trust you. Her voice softens as she body drained now. I can't handle it, I told you. Her fist overfilled and continues shaking. I take one of her hands and gnaw at the supports. As I directly cradle it in my pawn. I protect down into the pain world when my thumb ever so slightly pressed down on the joint. Nico said, all this time you've been doing your best, Olivia. Myself draws out, and he was summons the breath for her. Olivia said, Mia had me drawing for her almost daily. It must hurt a lot after so long. Inko said, and Mia replies and said, maybe it does. But it's something I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please stop asking me about fixing me. Olivia said, or fixing things, I mean. Is that what this is about? ... Olivia's moaning out at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hands still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us alone can handle. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes back her hand and settles it back against her chest. hugged nearby the chair with my foot and dragged the seat close enough that I can sit down right next to the monoxide. Anyway, Inko, I find being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breath in, breath out. Meeting her eyes once again, I speak my honest thought. Miss Gillan can't help Olivia. I take point together as a thought went mauling to my face. So please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inka, but I'm just scared of that Enigma will hate me forever for this. He's the only one ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. But look, we can get out of this. Of course I don't understand, even go to the bat for you. And if you are the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have the power over you. I just can't give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You have nothing to lose. I have everything. You can trust Ellington. Will he really just let this happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you into the bus. Does he? Olivia said, of course not, Mr. is. He's the only teacher that never given up on me. Except I'm here with you too. Except you're not alone, Olivia. But you need to accept our help. Except please. She looks me into her eyes for a few seconds before sharply shoving her face downward. Her body then began to quiver almost as if she's troubled with the mixture of the cold fear. Inka said, Olivia. I get from my chair and reach out and grasp her shoulders to try to comfort her somewhat. It's okay, I'm here for you. Michigan Leslie giving me hope that my word time to reach her, but not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed through my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. Shaking followed by a similar, at which point I've noticed hair rolling down Olivia's snout and falling right into her lap. And before I can finish my words, It lunges forwards and wraps her arms around me, bringing me forwards and burying her face into my stomach. At which point she begins to let out what I could only describe as a pain-filled wail. Oh, Olivia. At first I let her stay froze in place and hand raised as my eyes widened. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation such as this. There we go. You know what to do. Place my other hand on Olivia's shoulder and slowly take a single knee, bringing me down to eye level with her. Oh, I have to admit, this is lovely. Then, without saying a word, I tightened my embrace, allowing her arms to swap around my neck as I wrapped my arms around hers. My waist pulled closer to her by her like tail that becomes an important belt harnessing me like a gator girl. There's a distant throat of my chest, moving and relaxing. The realization that is her heart set my face ablaze, but I also bring a smile to my lip. Close my eyes to let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we will break apart, I check on our timeline. Fred says there's still 20 minutes before school's out. Hopefully Lincoln has a free period right now. You ready? Louis gives a smile nod. I get up and start towards the door. The door had held open with the back of my shoe. I look back at her. As the lid wheels over, she grunts with each push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. When she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. I thought I didn't really get it intense till wraps herself around the waist. Oh right. Taking Olivia rooms for her, we start towards our art teacher rooms in companionable silence. Man, I can't wait to just go home and relax, maybe open a bag of chips. Her tray has fallen to a 2 on a mature scale, so that's nice. It seems enough meal to last a while. Then again, so she probably killed us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. It's the first bit of the quiet that we get. Just the sound of Olivia and I walking through the hall. Olivia gripping my wrist, playing hard. Gus still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a message place around here. That's pretty nice right now. Wait a second. Just the sound of Olivia and I walking through the halls. ... Ingo said. Something ancient awakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife posed just behind my neck. The Gator girl tense, head suddenly turn, people slowly shift to mine and their contraction to pinpoint, bring attention to a danger. My visceral instincts are warming me up. Sup? You two trying to run? Fight or flight flex kicks in, so at the thought of my end, my body choose to just book it. Oh! Everyone clear the hallway! Mia's got in Rampage mode! Oh my gosh, it's turned to Livy and Mia-Zilla! Get the hell out of the way, everyone! She's gone mad! Mia-Zilla's on a rampage! Run for your life! Get it! Oh my god, she's got it safe. Whoa! That was definitely insane. Wham! For a moment, I wonder if the defensive noise of the metal door begins to hit when Mia's punches in range or accidentally slamming into the chasing after us. When I catch you, I will execute you and every last thing you love. Fuck! The arrow finally begins its descent downwards. I exhale deeply, Olivia gasps for breath. My arm string of Olivia razor grip. I think I have a jacket here. Claw had shredded to the sleeve. I think it may have even draw blood. Checking my arm a bit. Olivia reacts her hands apologetically. Sorry. Oh, it's good. Are you okay? No, I'm not. What happened when we reached the bottom? Mia will be waiting for us. Mia moves the key from its slot. It will open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reached the bottom. Just as Olivia said, without the key, the up mode of the chamber to be powers down. Silent. There's a small gap under the door and letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark, empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrapped around my ankle, which frankly would rip my clothes apart. Perhaps some minutes in heaven's service in mine and is heard immediately. ... It's a bit warm in here. There was a shh. Heavy footsteps turn in, accompanied by the sound of a ripping paper. He is destroying everything on the wall. You fuckers had better still be in there. If you cowards run away, so help me right to Jesus. She's right in the front of the door. I hear her breathing and soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. Try to stay silent as possible, but I'm afraid that my cortical professor can hear my heart hammering in the chest. Past covered horror. Me with no intention to offend with frustration, I whistle onto the next best thing. Physical therapy. We are surrounded by the sound of ripping paper and dents and lockers and drywall fracturing. Oh my! Occasionally some things hit the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices. Mia draws attention to herself. Mia said, "Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn?" Find someone quick. I fucking swear I had it with that fucking legging case on wheels. Good luck pacing when you're eating through a straw bitch leg. Fuck hunt. Oh, was that her knuckles? Hands clear. Oh my god, I hate that. Oh, I hate the sound of that. My fans, if you are watching this, always remember, don't click your fingers on your knuckles, because the more time you do it, the less movement you'll get in your fingers and your hands. Trust me, I should know. My stepdad, yeah, he used to click his fingers and his knuckles so many times when he was young, he told me. And now these days, he can't move his fingers and hands that much because they're like quite stiff and tense, you know. So take my advice, my advice, don't lick your fingers or knuckles, because it will happen. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silent. What was that sound? Oh! God, I hate the sound of that. Does it sound like a serious shot cracks? Oh, I hate the sound. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. It's not what it looks like. It's a footstep echoes from the door of hell. Is she gone? What the fuck could have scared me like that? There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, is anyone in there? Sounds exhausted, but it definitely sounds like living down. By now my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia Parliament as she shared my body by relaxing in particular. Melted away against the wall of a tiny area. We're going to have to tell. Look at the Duncan. It's safe to come out, it's all clear. Well, it looks like a stick of a dynamite went off out here, but otherwise it's fine. I look at Olivia, who stared at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator, but hesitates. I think our teacher is able to sense it. He tried to voice carry the weight of her voice. Everything is be okay, I promise. But she doesn't pull it in. She just stares. You don't know that. Olivia I barely can make it out. God, please. Pressing the key in and opening up means telling like that at everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Doing a safe bet. Mia can't be sad for sure. She can't do nothing, and she can't do anything either. So she looks up to me, as if to have the answer. The key is offered to me, directly held between two of her claws. No, we're not going to take the key. Don't take the key. My hand cups hers at a small gaps off the girl. Even with the darkest lens of my shades, I can make out of the Mia-Zilla eyes, filled with all worries at this past month. What she endured because of our friendship, and possibly more. There was an inker. My fingers curled, so I pushing the key back into her paw. My lips move, but no sound comes out. He understands Olivia. I from unspoken words, my confident grip Olivia is able to gather her courage. She has a simple nod, and her hand finally moves to the panel. The key is towards the dark room, so towards the floor. The metal doors finally start to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher looking very hung by his brow slick with the sweat of holding some strange black rod. Olivia is back at the sight of the old matron. He said, "Thanks for saving us, Mr. Legano." "Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all this. Sir, the Prince of Scholars, for that matter." He stepped aside and motioned us out of the alley with a wave of a broad stick. "Come along now. Give the janitor some time to take care of this mess," and said. Holy shit, it looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for fountains of the toilets. A group of diners all around the corner look absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I can feel a pain in my arms. Lucy reached back and behind her to head to the arm she had grabbed it, her fingers delicately looped around the spot. She looked back at her mouth. She took the her eyes, telling me she's sorry. I nodded back with a confident smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. I looked forward again to the door and looked at the classroom. Looks like the register herself to explain everything to our teacher. ... Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour, explained Mia, so much in the full details mixed it laying down. I grabbed Olivia canteen and handed her to her. She shook the entire thing as after moving her sore throat. It was hard to get rid of what our teacher was thinking. His first finger and muttering himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stand from his desk and looked towards the exhausted girl. I had a feeling someone was going on, but to this extent, you should have come forward sooner. And he said, I know, but we're here now, ain't we? Fair point, still, I'm concerned that you thought no one would notice. And he said, I didn't think anyone would care to look. And he said, those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. And he said, what do you mean? And he said, your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away, and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. And he said, you knew? Why didn't you say anything? And he said, I wanted it to come from you. Don't worry, my dear. I'm not going to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. You two did well for yourself, though. I'm proud of that. All we did was run away from Mia. Mr. sighed, but not long after he gently smiled at us. Like I said, what matters is that you two found strength in each other, reach out for help. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from now on here. Anyone else was harassing out to thank you. He could have said, are you sure she's actually going to get into trouble for this? Nicodemus said, at this point we're looking bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behaviour. That's a relief. Nicodemus said, come on. You two can hunger here until school clears out. You sure? Looks like you were going to stay after, like, always anyway, right? He's like, yeah. That's some kind of taser sound? The no noise made me stumble to the floor. And he said, Langdon, what's up? Langdon looks at the device in his hand. Is that a teaser? There's a piece of the tape on which something I've written on. It's a protocol, Inca. Dot dot dot. Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way, Lipton said. No care at all. He chucked an electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, alright? And I'll go sit near the back of the classroom. Look out the window and finally get out. A huge sigh I've been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me. Surprisingly, she smiles. Olivia said, you were right, Inca. He said, Olivia said, I could trust him. We sit here silent, just looking out the window. When we school out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see Mia in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think, despite it all, Olivia's life is going to be just a bit easier after today. Dot dot dot. While the students took her out of school, Olivia took the chance to unwind. I figured it'd be best to let her rest, as I saw her dropping her eyelids twice shut. She looks cute. Just napping Olivia in her wheelchair, except for a weird blowing. It was like a snore, except I could feel it vibrating through the floor. The clouds hiding in the sun and the classroom lights turned off. I could do with some shut-eye too, but I can't bring my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layers of the clouds overhead steadily grow more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. The light raindrop pricked against the glass. Crap, I really should have brought my umbrella. As minutes go by, they roll in closer and closer, blocking out the sunlight. If Olivia were awake, she'd think this was pretty neat. I look back at her. Maybe I could nap too. Just say a little. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. What was that? Oh. I shone upwards to heavy clouds in the sky. In the moment, a glass of wind and the sound of numbers and heavy droplets of rain. Holy moly, what the flip? The trees are blowing almost aggressively. Several small branches are stripped away in a somewhat downpour. And I thought Wani would help with this. Huh, wait, could this be some kind of hurricane? What? Phone blowing an alarm. So is Olivia. She was just shut a place in several hours. The classroom door is thrust open quickly. It's back for patting hard on the close stretch. Takes a moment of surprise to compose himself as the best he can. Look at the set. Sorry about that. The facility is doing a sweep of the campus right now. Apparently there's a monsoon scar right now. I think that means a hurricane. Monsoon. I mean monsoon. Does that happen here? Because then look at just his student's outfit out of the window, as if to ask if Mia had clocked me in the head after all. Right. Because are we going to be alright? Oh, of course, the school's designed to shelter for this world's disaster. In anything, you're safer here than at home. But The hallway outside is open, isn't it? Inko said. I just finished putting the covers up. Is it a cover? Just keep close to the wall, yeah, white boy? What do we do now? Shakes phone at us. Shelter in place. We're all stuck here for a few hours. Lily reached into her bag and pulled out her drawing book and a well-used pencil. Actually, why don't you use the time to catch up on some schoolwork? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending and can't think of a better time to tackle that now. Olivia said, but today I've been wrong. Can't I just do this or finish my nap instead? Olivia said, that's fine too, but ain't you falling behind grade-wise in some other of your classes? Olivia. Maybe. Olivia. Fine, I'll catch up on some of that work. Then gives a signal nod and smile. Leah puts away her drawing materials instead of pouring out her musket material books, in which sat on a table with more of a focus than necessary, followed by her notebook. With so many invitation on her part, Olivia set out herself to work. Meanwhile, I bring myself closer, so in case she wants some help with the work. For a few minutes, it clear her mind and spirit isn't into work with one bit. She considered taps of her pen on the table and looked around the room and out of the window. Eventually, she let out a groan and slammed her book shut. This sucks. Can I please do something else? Leonard, who had been busy himself with getting some paperwork, snapped up and away from his work, looking at Olivia while rubbing his chin. Olivia said, well, there is one thing you could help out with. Would mean both of you will help with it. Could you even consider it a new extra assignment? What do you say, Inko boy and Olivia darling? I don't know, today's been pretty rough on Olivia. Olivia said, absolutely, I'll do it. He said, alright. Wonderful, it's back here. He started walking to the back room and waves for the two of us to follow him. Well, something in the dark room? Oh man, I thought we wouldn't get to do anything in it until the last few weeks of the semester. We're going to get a head start on this section. Maybe we'll be making prints or learning about C41. Huh? Oh, Olivia's poking at my back. Olivia said, quit it with the cinematic gate. You're going too slow. Oops. We shake the excitement off and head into the dark room, and then hold the door open for the two of us to enter. The inside glows with crimson light. Nicholas' suit appeared to be lighted up in a red light as the door was shut. I've only actually been in the dark room once before. This is so cool. As I clap my hands together. Okay. So, what are we developing? Nicholas said, well, this is an important job just for you. Okay, alright, I'm ready for it. What am I developing? Okay. Your lower back. Oh, the brightness stuff! Oh, the eye that burns with light in the eyes. There, click of the switch and the red lights switch to normal lights are properly illuminate to the room. There's a box over there that needs one at each station around the room, but they are too heavy for me. Olivia said, if you can, you're good there. Of course, allegedly, I can't make you do anything of this. Because do I at least get extra credit? Nicholas said, you get one of the bag chips I keep hidden in my desk. Fine. Nice and wonderful, nigger boy. Come on, Olivia dear. We should clear the way for him. There's actually in boxes we need in a bit. To move back to the entrance, and I'm faced with the amount of boxes I have to carry. So like there's about 10. They're pretty minimal size, like you could fit a table and lamp in them. How heavy can they? Oh my god, what the hell is these? How heavy can it? Turd. Lift with your knees, Inca boy. This is gonna suck. I look at Livia and she already has her phone out, pointing my way. Damn it. Push my legs and try again. Ugh! Why is it so heavy? I managed to get this thing off the ground. This must weigh at least £70. What are these loaded with? Bricks? something like that. Careful, they are fragile. Dot dot dot. Finally get the last box in place. I picked the chair and collapsed in the heap. My muscles are on fire. Although to be honest, I don't know if I could have done all of that at the beginning of the year. Guess I'm getting stronger. Lena would walk back to the dark room with a small back toolbox. Oh, good boy, you done well, England dear. My darling boy, come on out and take a breather. That looked tough. I'd rather stay here. Lena shows up in the doorway behind Linda. I'm surprised you didn't use the dolly. What dolly? Are you kidding me? Before you get started with me, Inca darling, you didn't ask. Because for the love of God, I hate you. That's for Inca darling. Well, I'm sure he didn't ask, but he didn't say. He didn't tell us that there were any down here. Olivia's her laughter into a negative softness. Your mood will improve when you see just what you've been carrying. Oh? He grabs the box from the shelf and slides the top of one open. Our teacher pulls out what looks like a large overhead lamp from the box. Oh, sweet. So that means... Yes, Nico darling, that you'll be making your own prints for the midterms. That sounds awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to. But before any of that, these need to be assembled. The rest of the parts are taken from the first box, set down delicately. Olivia's got curious as she rolled up to the station head for a real looking piece. Anywho, you're here to go. Wait, 2? Yes, Olivia dear, yes. 2. Don't think I didn't notice you watching Inca so much. Oh, look at the red face she's got. She's got a little bit of blush. There's no eye from Olivia to stop. Nothing to wipe chicken to grin from our teacher's face. He said, but what about you, Miss Elena? I'll be right back, Inga boy. Makes his way to the door again. Get started without me. I need to get and go fetch something. Before either Olivia or I could speak, or he left the room. Olivia has a toolbox. Open up the lap. Right then. Sorry about that, forgot. Put the following instructions laid out in the scene. It's not bizarre. The device is fully assembled. Okay, so Tonk. Step 1. You have me the next piece? Or did I scare you? Yes, you scared me, Nico said. These wings are heavy. What if you drop that on something? Olivia said, oh, I didn't know. Nico said, but you could. And I didn't. Olivia tells which and some were scared, but I grabbed the limb before she can take them. Now, hold on. We gotta do something right. Or an Angela, enlarger might not work right. She reacts her tail from the table. Olivia said, you are no fur, just an oversized lamp. That's a gross oversimplification. You are a gross oversimplification. Nico said, Nico's gonna make you use the ones you break. It just means I can sketch more like... Well, it means you can't participate and learn about photography. Photography is your thing, so it doesn't really apply to me much, it does. Because said, well, maybe that case for you, but photography is my thing, and it's the whole reason I took this class after all. And he said, oh, sorry. He said, it's nothing. He applies the rest of her hands in the lamp. Her eyes lingered on the box of the parts. And he said, well, question. How does it work there? And Lewis said, because the print enlarger. Shake her head. For photography, like, why the giant lamp thing? It's all digital today, right? Huh. I think that's the first time someone actually asked me about it. Sure, I have lots of so explain my hobbies and their cultural significance to the others, but not none of that coming to me right now. It's all about the composition, and this machine is part of the production of it, Nico said. And continue replying to Olivia says, getting into the right things in the right place at the right time to evoke a certain feeling. Olivia said, composition is a thing in painting too, you know. We're not prepared for Olivia's combat. Yeah, but it's a lot easier to pick the composition you want. You don't have to worry about any factors other than yourself. With the photography, you have to build a set to get a good photo. That's the fun of it. Olivia said, but why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why would not just draw whatever you are taking a picture of instead? You could express all kinds of things you could never express with a photo. Olivia taps a pause on the imager, with tapping and echoing in the small room. Olivia, what set all this junk apart from lines on the paper page? The tea took an vision. She spoke at a particular comment. Fine, I'll show her. I prove to you that this takes skills. Hold on an even portion. Make sure this is the start of right angle. Fasten the last portion of the enlarger in. Plug in the machine and flip the switch happily, and it works. Right, and lights up the entire base. Olivia looks at me with the confusion as I move to the entrance of the room and flick the light switch bathroom room with the bright red light again. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. I've never been into like one of those rooms, dark room with a red light, because well, there you go. I never actually been in one. I've seen it in like films and stuff, but I never actually been in one, which would probably be cool, really. Going back to our workspace, I pulled a developed negative on a backpack and slide onto carrier. And ta-da! The negative carrier placed the machine, very block project into the base. What? Give me a minute. Hold on the menu under the lights inside the board, checking which knob is which, and slide turn them. So then below shift To test the transponder, giving more definition until it finally became the spitting image of the school front entrance. Because I can't even do this. Take out the place another atop it before sliding the cab back in, while also increasing the strength of the light. The image of display is now the entrance of what half dozen seems transparent the student in front of the in front of it. What did you do? Because I overlapped the inner shot, the background are the same and doubled up, so I had to insert the lights, otherwise the entrance would be too dim. So it would take a few minutes to do tops. It looked a lot better too. She spoke, but I think she was her perfect this time. The tail gives away. Nico said, "It's not a lot more technical, I guess, but if I only knew how to do this kind of stuff from listening to the lecture about negatives." What else can you do with this thing? Eva said, I don't know. All the same shit. I pulled out the negative carrier and once at how hot it is. It's a capture shit. They create prongs off the socket. We'll see open the carrier and see the manage to melt the two negative together. He said, man, I was going to use that. When at work can I go for a mess of trying to prove something? Lyra's never going to let me live this down. Meanwhile, the girl laid a specific hand on my shoulder to surprise. He said, hey, shit happens. I never ruined a lot of paintings in the past too, you know. She has a point now. Takes the rest of the warm until I hold them up and red light trying to see through them. Lyra said, you've got more shots on this thing. But I like those shots, Nico said. Olivia replied, then go retake them. Nico said, it's not that easy. Like, it has to be the exact same time, weather, and... Oh! Lightning. To back up, to avoid darkness concerned with the verge of the sound of a vegetation shutting to the halt. The blackness and all it comes to pass. I can't even see Olivia, who I know is right next to me. Hello, hello! Is anyone out there? Out there? There was an Inco. I thought it helps to confirm that I'm still alive in some fashion. But there's a sickness in her tone, sent a tense burden down my spine. My breath is the only noise, as if in the void of nothingness. The darkness, the cold, the blackness of emptiness. Inco said, I'm still here. I know that. I put my hand down to brace the shoulder. The thing is still warm metal of the enlarging the base. And he said, He said, yeah, I guess the school has lost power. I feel something cover my hand. Nico, what are you touching? And squeezed. Nico! Dear boy, okay, Nico, I don't think you should be touching that. Painfully. Ow. Was it sorry? Pressure knees, but she doesn't let go of my fingers. He said, no, it's fine. There's so much shaking the skin limp on my hand, but when I pushed my form across it limped and eased. Nico! Hey, stop that, Olivia said. He said, stop what? Just stop that thing you are doing with your hand. I shrugged. Didn't want to slap my face when I realised she can't see that. Yeah, alright. I stand here in the darkness of the dark roots again. Anywhere. Olivia said, we should go find. Nope, what the hell was that? No, for the brightness, Olivia, Music kicked in. I have my back to the space between us. The killer. I turned my back to the door to become a defense wall. I wrapped my arms around Olivia's head to make sure she's 100% protected. Nicholas said, hey, it's me, Mr. Lincoln. It took a bit to find a flashlight, but without this room is... I look suicide for their toy, pointing the flashlight at his own face. You go, oh. Give off my yogurt, Leo said. You go, ugh. Nicholas said, ... Look, you two, I'm not paying you two to get frisky in the closet. What? How the... Actually, I'm not gonna go... You know what? Mr. Nugget, why on earth would you figure that? Then again, I'm surprised you got such a great mind. Then again, I know a certain person in this universe of mine, which I won't mention the name, but I know that person's got a great mind as well, and no filter with it. That... What Trigon classes? Huh, so... I'm guessing Trigon classes in that universe, in their world, I guess it's more like, what's it called? Sex education, or that new word now called egg class, what it's called. You're not paid enough, Frisk. Frisk holds up her pale hands and grinned windily. Relax, I'm joking around, you two. He leans against the doorway to get a better look inside the dark room with his flashlight. Power's out for the whole block, apparently. A backup generator decades old and it's only keeping the AC on, aka aircon on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can't wait it out in the studio. Near followed me at the main classroom. He trails slowly in Nixon's wake. The slow sound of his gets set after a nice cousin rain lashes against the window. Whoa, it's really coming down outside. Do you think it floods? It floods here. Sometimes the ground floor classroom used to have a carpet, you know. He stirs up pulling something out of his desk, but too dark to see what. Ugh, don't remind me. That junk just sucked away half a year's funding. You ever try teaching people watercolors without fragging watercolors? Was ridiculous. I remember. I remember you were the most upset. Alright. Set some tiny tea lights down in one of the desks. Begin to lighting them. The tiny wicks of this sight of the time embrace on fired the bell. The minimal illumination for us to see. And he said, I won't those trip the fire alarm? And he said, we should be fine, they are too small themselves. He said, what are those for? And he said, a bit seminal for a rainy day. We're going to be stuck here for a while, so why not make it a camp out? And he said, camping? I like the sound of that. Of course you would, but take my advice if you don't fancy watching this. You're not missing much in camping. Trust me, I had the experience. Take my advice, don't do it, don't go. Best, if you want to go camp, if you want to do camping, just camp inside, in your house in the front room, or in the back garden of your house, and all that. But don't go anywhere that's far. Like, trust me, you don't want it. Like I said, you're not missing much. Now back to the story. Nico said, "I won't get in trouble though. I'll be trespassing, right?" And he said, "It's either this or trying to get home in this storm." As I pointed, the weather decided to chime in. Besides, school usually are made for this sheltering mind. There's all kinds of producers for this, like bringing everyone to the gym and breaking out some really morning cuts. Olivia went. Olivia said, "Those haven't been placed." They said, "Ha, our budget has been in red for years, Miss Harvard. Part of why we are being in right now with the whole implement business. Anyway, we are the only ones left campus, so I'm not gonna go through all that trouble. So just relax for now. I've already called a taxi for you both. A taxi? I made the call soon after power went out. It's just gonna be a while to get one ready and sent it out. He said, what do we do in the meantime? Our teacher has a wicked grin. You're not done with that homework, right? Oh, I'm kidding. Time for the song carried on, yet things are so calm. Olivia pretends to focus on her work while I pretend to help her, but soon, she starts sharing wild stories about a previous semester. A few years back, somebody tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I never seen a shovel fly that fast. It sounds so probably violent. Either way, Olivia slowly lose the facade precisely and join. Not long after, Olivia said, I still owe you for ruining your one coat last year. Oh, forget about it, Olivia darling. I have dozens of them in my closet anyway, dear. Said you two. The midst of the blackout is quietly when by a combined laughed. Eventually we ran out of things to say and just went quietly each other company. Looking slowing downwards in his chair. A long day today. Glanced out the window, still being sunshine and rain outside. No one in my home by now, resting. You two mind if I relax a little? I said, no, go ahead. Thank you. He shows that Max couldn't spy against the chair. Looked at, oh, Olivia, I've been meaning to say. Your usual so quiet was so isolated even. I've noticed that you're being a bit more friendly in recent. Olivia said, you think so? You've been in my class all 4 years, of course I would. Maybe a bit old-fashioned, but it hurts to me to see the student hurt themselves like that. When you're in the adult world, you'll see this all the time. Once someone is in the rut, they tend to just stay there until their days blend together instead of lifting themselves up. Like they got all the time in the world. I'm so proud of you for making an effort, Olivia. Olivia said, oh, Mr. Don't be surprised. Be proud, Olivia. You managed to form a friendship. And of course, appreciate you extending and apply branch 2 income. Me, it's no problem, Mr. Langdon. Come on, the school hours are over. You can drop the mister. Because, it's not something to be thanking me for. It is, I'm just her friend. That's great to hear, though. You can't always navigate this world alone. Someone needs to keep company. Can really help. He can. This is more than you can imagine. He looks forward a place to hand over both of us. Of ours. He just barely makes contact with Olivia's wrist, and she winces and yanks it back. Shit. Olivia, are you alright? Mika said. Oh, I'm fine, it's just hurt. I was fine before, though. You've been trying to stay off that rest all day. Was it that bad? It was fine. It was feeling better, but I even helped build those Gucci's. And the print enlargers. Because his eyes with what had of course great blue. Certainly had been overworked herself, and I think to give it an extra physical work. What am I doing? Anyway, it wasn't your fault. I didn't want you to worry. I had no idea how bad it was. Leans forward against your gently, Olivia wrist, twisting it and being careful not to cause any pain. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'll be completely beside yourself. Lisa, I know. I know you were doing extra work, but how did it even get to this bad? because it was a lot of extra work. Doing the whole group assignment on top of my own. For at least 3 weeks, basically all my free time. It's great practice, at least, that's what I was telling myself. Olivia does her best to try to ensure the teachers test her arm. Olivia said I never would have made it to the graduation. All because of that pain you switched. So they hesitated Olivia to go. No, it goes further than that. The painting was all because of the pain you've been going through all these years. All because of that first contest entry hanging in the gala. Your first adventure into the art world and went, how did it? Olivia looks down at her and stretching the fingers out and simply, slowly, carefully. My hands move without a thought of fingers, carrying the family to the help of some way or another. Nicholas said, you and that painting. Our teacher palms his face, grin and growls into. It's surely a good piece, Olivia. I've told you that so many times. She looks up, but manages to smile and nod. ... What a horrible chain of events. I haven't even witnessed it all these years. Watch as if to taking your friend's self-worth. That little smile you had when you first came into my class. And now it's ruining your health. Johnny gets go and closes his own eyes. And I really cool just sat here and watched it. I was just thinking about how people act like they had more time than they have. What does he mean by that? Olivia said, look, Dan. Are you alright? Zika said. I'm super, Inca boy and Olivia darling. I'm more than okay. In fact, I made up my mind about something. You. Take her to the gala, please. There's something I want you two to see. Okay. No words, just do it, please. I nod. What are you going to do to show us? You stop at the door. Something you should have seen a long time ago. ... And she slowly advanced the floor halfway, slide back, and mind the building of the school. I hear Olivia's arms to the shook, her legs upon to her seat and head out and resting off her knees. Olivia didn't seem to care each of the steps, splashing water and sinking the slap. Drenched the floor are working overtime, keeping the water at minimum level. An unsettling feeling washed over me. What was an art room? The interior of the school pitch black from the lack of lighting. At least they ain't dealing with the wet floor, but negative the halls in the dark as the new difficult. They put her out her phone using a flashlight as she shines our way, but I'm still in the veil. Only sound I hear the squishing of the shoes and the awkward dripping from both of Olivia and I. And it was realised that Nicholas had left us behind. He said, Mr. Lincoln. A voice bounced dark and hoarse to the school. Nicholas said, did you see where he went? And he said, I think he went that way. I just make out Olivia hand pointing to think her phone towards the school office. I keep pushing Olivia, taking my time as I really shoot my friend to slip which each step I take. So going to be between evening darkness and slip in the wood show, taking us a minute at the most, takes the most 3 minutes for us to arrive at the gala. He said, well, here we are. The sun raged against the glass ceiling. What was the source of the hall's natural lighting is completely obscured by the typhoon. There was still no sign of Lincoln Dan. I drew my phone and turned its flashlight on too in the hopes of to improve the situation. I can hear something else aside from us and the rain. Something's getting closer. Tiny red light in the distance with the sound. Tiny bounce swirling rhythm with the odd tapping. Until Oh, hello. Whoa, hi. Mr. Lincoln? Whoa, why'd you look serious and got that axe? Dot dot dot. First and second forward forces his way through me. He wouldn't hurt us. He said, Luckatan, what are you doing? Something is kicked aside. It's a living painting from the art contest a few weeks back. It's smacked lightly against the glass. A floor display case. These are the ones, yeah. What? I'm annoyed and I can stand right at Olivia. She also struck fearful. But she nods. I take a deep breath and face the discipline. What are you going to do with that? Dot dot dot. He said, hey. Luckatan, what? Wait, this is a bit extreme, isn't it? Dot dot dot. Oh wow, that is good animation drawing there. Wow. Oh, that is beautiful right there. Damn, he really is serious. That is beautiful artwork there. Big respect for the creators who made this game. Wow. That was quite surprising. That was beautiful. Olivia, dear. Dot dot dot. It's gone. Both of them. The shop entered long ago. I said, yeah. This is... It's crazy. I know. What about the other thing in the cases, Igor said? Who fucking cares? Those students graduated ages ago. You know how many still do art now? None. If they all require someone else, can't find by me. But Olivia, you got no other big paintings now, do you? She shook her head. That's a shame. Look what I just did. I can't make another. Yes, that's what I need to hear. You make me so proud to hear that. Do you remember in seventh year when you challenged me to think of something I wanted to do and set a goal to do it? Said, of course. Said, I couldn't think of anything back then, but there has been one thing I wanted to do for a while now. And like you said, some company could really help. Grips my hands are just a little tighter. Dot dot dot. Promise me not to laugh. Said, never, Olivia dear. Olivia said, would you mind me asking again? Sure. I believe it was, if you could leave right now and go do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Is it anything? Yep. I want to go see a fountain and paint it for you. Fucking brilliant, Olivia dear. Because there's a fountain here. There's a park not too far from here, and you can barely see a fountain in the center of it from the window. Can't see it right now in the storm, but I want to go there. I think I know of it. The one in Central Park. That's wonderful, Olivia. And I can summon a bit of a rush to give him a sort of some shit over the glass, crush it under my feet. Nah, that's a good thing. Power's out. No cameras or anything. Won't you get in trouble for this? Because I'm always in trouble for something, and ordinarily I just take the hit. Especially for something like this. That's Mia's chick can take the fall. To hell with her. Olivia managed to another small smile. I look forward to the painting. You better get to it, me. Olivia said, I will. And you better help. Of course, Ika said. Looking at motions of us to wait by the school entrance. For a while we sit there. Dot dot dot. Olivia said, do you have one again done? Olivia said, do you have something you wanted to do? I've already done it. I'm already doing it. Olivia said, no, really. Olivia said, really, teaching high school is a great job that nobody ever regrets. You should pose that question to Inko there. All this character development and he barely said a word. And I was like, alright, Inko, what do you want to do? What do I want to do, huh? Could help pick anything. I guess, do I want to go to college? Do I want to find true love? Or I want to make plenty of friends? We have to choose out of these three. I'm going to say friends. Because I'm always of a dream, I can't get behind it. Olivia, it's a burn immigrant. Because that's just hater talk. You should probably start looking more into how not to... The what? Like you would know, I could totally do it. Pih, sure thing, Mr. Successful. Your blog doesn't even have 10 followers. At least I got more 10 followers. You looked me up? He said, yeah, I got bored. He said, you couldn't at least follow me? You're gonna sabotage me? I followed you when you make good content. As your its perception of Godzilla you copied from a video essay sucked and should feel bad. Godzilla Easter egg. Yeah, I'm Godzilla team, he's my fan, he's my boy. Curry motions with the axe and the cry chop Olivia's leg. Olivia, I didn't feel that, jackass. Gator said, well, I guess some manners is a form of emotion as well. Sounds like you have quite the promise to uphold now, Inko. He said, boo. Even with the distance being thrown around, what stood out to was the most wild grin on Olivia's face. Between the singing and the rain of the upwards of laughter, time seems to not exist. I could feel the muscle in my face ache, but thoughts on the part of the laughter and grinning, which made the taxi arrive so disappointing. As we were escorted out to the parking lot, the myth was really placed with something more. Calm, comfortable, and easy quiet to let out my thoughts wandered back to the thing that we said to each other. Back to what our Pietro teachers said. Navigating the world alone. All for the time I spent around Olivia and her friends, it really never occurred to me that she harbored something like loneliness. I mean, Damien alone is like a wild crowd composed of a single madman, very true. Liz, she's probably the great nanny or something. Huh, never thought of it that way. The driver of the yellow van leans in his horn and I can feel Belfort leer on me even though the haze of the fog and raindrops. Olivia draws her hood up and holds my jacket above my head. With a final look to Mr. Lacadalcan, we thanked him. No need for the thanks, Olivia darling, Inko darling. Seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. With waves, he sent us off into the rain. It's about the taxi man in the van that yells at us about his burning gas. While Olivia works to get herself situated in the cab, I turn back. Mia-Zilla is singing meaning doing back into the building. There's oi, hurry up! Right. Dot. You know what the words will see right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, at your ages, all of them, I am going to end the video here. But if you like this, then I am going to add my 3 face down cards. First, add my first face down card. Describe me, Wolfstone Legendary, Personal War, Futurist Champion, and Pokemon others. But wait, I am not done just yet. Adding my second face down card. Please press the red button to subscribe, press the button to follow, and even press the green button to like, follow, subscribe, and support. But wait, I'm not done just yet. Adding my third and final face down card, which I'll leave this in the description down below, so you can follow me on social media, Universe World website, and the social media Universe World website are Discord, Steam, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Twitch and Kick. And once you use follow, subscribe, support me, you officially join the Superior 9000 Empire Corporation International Industry Enterprise, which are bigger, better, stronger, and more noticeable in the future to all other social media account platforms and game streaming channel account platforms. The Superior 9000, the game streamer that nobody knows, and future becoming entrepreneur, extraordinary influencer, pro game streamer, actor, model, and creator writer, book and future wrestler. Sign up. Okay, everyone, take care, stay at home, be safe, wash hands, 2 minutes away, and most importantly, remember this, wear a mask, and I'll see each and every one in the next video of mine. But before I go, I have one thing to say. Lots of pro game streamers like myself, Wolfstone Legendary, and others can do big things, especially online video game streaming. All you got to do is type name and search, click on the channel, and see what video games to play on. Okay, everyone, take care, bye, and peace, and GG. And I'll see all of you, each one of you, on the next episode of I Wanna Hug That Gator.
Thank you for flying Superior 9000 College Shed. We hope you enjoyed these videos. Support, subscribe to this channel and other platforms as well.